What's the opposite of a collector? A shill. And what's the opposite of a top 10 best of Marvel Legends list for 2022? You guessed it, the bottom 10 Marvel Legends of 2022. Sit back, relax, catch a contact, sip a cognac if you're 21 and over, because Elite Legend is going to take you on a little countdown, show off some honorable mentions, and some dishonorable Marvel Legends on Elite Legend Toys and Collectibles. Welcome back, true believers. Elite Legend back at you guys with another Marvel Legends video. And today we're going to be doing a countdown. That's right, we're going to be looking at the top 10 worst Marvel Legends of 2022. Before we get to those top 10s, let's go ahead and we're going to take a look at some honorable mentions. First off, it is going to be a S.H.I.E.L.D. Hasbro Pulse exclusive Army Builder 2-pack. I know this was an incredible value if you want to bolster your S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. However, these are re-releases, cheaper plastic, very gummy, less paint. The Elite Legend just opened these. I had them for nearly a year. I just opened them up as I'm working on my display, and I could not have been less impressed. So the S.H.I.E.L.D. Agent Army Builder is an honorable mention for worst Marvel Legend of 2022. Another Marvel Legend that is in consideration for worst Marvel Legends, for the simple fact that it comes in a terrible body mold that at one point individuals thought was great, it is none other than Darwin from the Bone Breaker wave. Now this figure is bare bones, $24.99, has a great head sculpt, great hands, but the figure itself is atrocious. The next honorable mention is Mojo, the DIY Mojo. This figure was a secret by the folks at Hasbro because they had the $110 painted version up as a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. This Mojo figure looks great. However, for $55.99 and you got to paint on your own liver spots, that makes it a dishonorable mention. And the number one dishonorable mention for Marvel Legends 2022, it is none other than Siryn. Yes, this figure was a highly anticipated action figure. However, they went ahead and made her with a less than impressed head sculpt. Now, if you want a improved head sculpt, you want to make sure that you subscribe to Elite Legend Toys and Collectibles, hit the notification bell, and join Elite Toy Collectors over on Facebook, because I have a strong sneaking suspicion that our next head sculpt is going to be none other than Screaming Siryn. We already made Molecule Man, so be on the lookout for that. Now let's jump into the countdown. Top 10 worst Marvel Legends. Let's go. At number 10, we have the Retro Carded Falcon. We received a Falcon as part of the Joe Fix-It Build-A-Figure wave. That left a lot to be desired. We wanted a classic Falcon for our collections. We got a classic Falcon, and still, it was a simple repaint. Still had the terrible legs, the horrible boots, and just not quite classic enough. So number 10, Retro Carded Falcon. At number 9, we have Gender Non-Binary, Walgreens exclusive binary, featuring 50% less curves than the comic book version. This figure, Elite Legend, was extra salty because I had to overpay for it and get it from my boy up in Canada because Walgreens in my area did not carry it. At number 8, we have a controversial pick. Now, this is a highly anticipated figure. A lot of individuals love it. Individuals that don't know about anatomy. Unfortunately, Daredevil is a man without a sculpt. He has narrow shoulders. This is supposed to be a superhero. You'll hear the shill say it's not that bad once you have it in hand. Yes, the head looks a little big, but you can pop on some Falcon shoulders and make it all better. Listen, folks, you got to pay $75 for this 3-pack, which means this Daredevil figure comes in at $25.99, and it's supposed to be an improvement over previous Daredevils. The Elite Legend doesn't see it. I feel that the OG Hobgoblin Wave Daredevil on the good old-fashioned Bucky Cap mold is a better Daredevil. Yes, you're going to sacrifice the articulation, but that figure itself costs $19.99, and the linguistics majors ain't getting the Elite Legend today, baby. $19.99, he had broad shoulders, and he looked like a superhero. So, number 8, Daredevil from the Hasbro Pulse 3-pack. At number 7 is a figure that the Elite Legend was anticipating, and it is a very expensive accessory to a $450 figure. None other than retro-carded Firelord. In the Elite Legend's opinion, it is much too small. It is lacking in paint. It is lacking in sculpt. There are some parts that are great. The head, the accessory, but the paint is just not enough. Could have benefited from a sculpt. Could have been a little bit bigger. $25.99. You got to do better. That's why Firelord lands at the number 7. Spread your legs apart, Daddy. Dusty. Ramona. Family Channel. At number 6, we have Hakuna Matata, or how many people would say, Haruze Matate. This figure is an insult. It is inaccurate. There is no paint. It is false advertisement. Look at the box for the figure. Look at the figure itself. The cheapest of plastics. There is absolutely no paint except for the little silver pieces. This figure sucks. The Elite Legend only wanted this figure because he wanted to upgrade his White Tiger custom. When I popped that White Tiger head on here, I was like, this is gross. So I stuck with my OG White Tiger custom. Haruze Matate friggin' sucks at the number 6 spot. At number 5 is a figure that the Marvel Legends team just can't get right. Why can't they make a decent Sabertooth? Why can't they make him big enough? Why can't they make him thick enough? Why can't they make him Sabertoothy? This guy sucks. This dude looks like Gary Busey's mugshot. This guy looks like William Dafoe Sabertooth. This is not a Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. This is an evil mutant that apparently appears to be strung out on crack. Somebody send this figure to the methadone clinic. Get this motherfucker clean so we can put him on our shelves. They have the molds. They have the body molds. Put this motherfucker on the Caliban Buck. Give him an appropriate head. And don't go giving us those big old water heads. Look, baby, you talking about the water head when you have it. An individual who had a mama who ain't living right, baby. She ain't taking her responsibility to the mama seriously. So, Dusty, come on! That's right, Sabertooth takes up the number 5 spot in the countdown. At number 4, we have a figure, another figure from the It's Not a Tuma Build-A-Figure wave. This is Everett Ross, a repaint. It's supposed to be like a legacy edition. That's what they call the repaints, legacy edition figures. It's a simple figure in a terrible suited body mold. We need those body molds for civilians. We need them for Magia members. So this can help you. But for $24.99, you get Everett Ross with his little baby guns at the number 4 slot. At number 3, we have an Amazon exclusive Gore the God Butcher comic version, and the shills were out in full force defending this figure despite it being completely inaccurate from the knee down. This figure needed hooved feet. The linguistics majors come at me. I reloaded. This figure would have benefited from having retooled legs. But you know Hasbro, They're charging you more. They're giving you less. This figure was $27.99. You got to do better for $27.99. That's why Gore the God Butcher is at the number 3 hole. At number 2, look, baby, you're talking about number 2. I'm going to give you a little pro tip, baby. You're going to get yourself. You're going to take you some of these little baby wipes and you're going to put them in your back pocket and your little booty's going to be oh so clean, oh so fresh. So even though you do the number 2, you ain't going to be walking around smelling like no dookie, like the number 2 figure, if you will. That's right. Dookie indeed. $35.99 for a retro Toad. Yes, they recreated the original lineup for Marvel Legends from 20 years back. They charged us more for less. This Toad figure costs more than Captain America, costs more than Iron Man, costs more than the Hulk. He's too small, he's too lengthy. There is some original sculpting in there, but there's not enough paint. Yes, there is some paint, but they could have done a little bit more shading on the thighs, a little bit more on the calves. The head looks pretty cool, but what's up with all this lipstick? This Toad is too damn small. I prefer my custom. And at the number 1 spot, it is none other than It's Not a Tuma Build-A-Figure. That's right. It costs $175 without taxes to build this action figure. Once I assembled him, I could not wait to list that motherfucker on eBay because I wanted to recoup some of my sweet, hard-earned cash. This figure looks like he is on his 10th booster shot. He is way too skinny, and he's just not a Tuma. I grew up with a Tuma in the comic books battling Neymar. That's not my Neymar. That's not my Atuma. God damn it, this figure sucks. Number 1 in the countdown for worst Marvel Legend of 2022. Let me know in the comments. What are your top 10 worst Marvel Legends? Go in depth. Give me your honorable mentions as well. Let's have a conversation in the comments. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be alerted to all of Elite Legends' next videos. I drop content regularly, so you don't want to miss that. Scan that QR code to follow the Elite Legend on Instagram. Join Elite Toy Collectors on Facebook. Check out my G.I. Joe Classified Series playlist, my Marvel Legends playlist. And until next time, I want you to make mine Marvel.